Good morning, viewers and subscribers. What's up? Good morning. Welcome or to today's edition of Tea Club. Going with Tea Club for now. All right. Remember, yesterday we were trying to find a name um, for this morning program. It is Tuesday, the 11th of March, 2020, and it is the day after Jamaica is reporting its first case of the corona virus, and a number of things are happening subsequent to that announcement. The government of Jamaica has announced in Parliament yesterday through its finance minister, Dr. Nigel Clark, that the government has now allocated 7 billion Jamaican dollars for COVID. The first case confirmed in Jamaica. And those of you who follow us in a serious way would have known that we broke the story on media yesterday. Well, certainly we broke it on YouTube right here as it relates to the first case of the coronavirus. Well, the government is saying that they have put in place $7 billion to assist Jamaicans or to assist Jamaica in fighting these cases when they occur. Let's take a look quickly at that story. With Jamaica confirming its first COVID-19 case yesterday, Finance and the Public Service Minister, Dr. Nigel Clark, has earmarked $7 billion in contingency funding to tackle the viral threat. In his contribution to the 2020-21 budget debate in Parliament yesterday, Clark indicated that if the virus became more pervasive, the government had resources to respond. We are prepared. We are in a much stronger position today to withstand global shocks than we have ever been before, Clark declared. He said the government was providing an advance of $2 billion from the 2021 budget to facilitate immediate preventative and preparatory spending. This amount would be reflected in the first supplementary estimates of expenditure. Clark said that the funds to be expended would be designed to prevent, control, treat, and contain the virus. He said the money would be spent on procuring adequate medical and other supplies, as well as to improve the capacity of public health facilities to handle existing caseload in the context of COVID-19, to prepare facilities for quarantine, to provide basic services for quarantined persons, and to fund the training of medical staff. At the same time, the government is discouraging non-essential cruise and air travel. Addressing an emergency press conference yesterday, Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, said the patient had recently traveled from the United Kingdom, which has cases of COVID-19, and arrived in the island on March 4. The female patient, as we said yesterday, has been in isolation at the University of the West Indies since March 9 after showing respiratory symptoms. She reportedly came to the island to attend a funeral in a community bordering St. Thomas and St. Andrew. All right, and you already know what we said yesterday as it relates to the lady, the female patient who was in the UK and came in the 4th of March. All right, so we're happy to see this morning that the government of Jamaica is indicating that they are putting up $7 billion to assist, with setting up quarantine facilities, to provide medical supplies, and to equip the doctors with what they have. A number of cancellations of events. One announcement so far the popular party series, Morning Run, the popular party series, that's BRT weekend, which was scheduled for this weekend, should have run from this Friday to Sunday, which was slated for Ocherius side of the country. In Ocherius, was going to be 6 parties in 3 days, from Friday to Sunday, March 13 to 15. That has been postponed. They have issued an official release this morning to say that is off. Anne-Marie Vaz, who was holding a big event in Portland this weekend as well, I saw a tweet from her saying that the event is off as well. Waiting to hear what is the situation with boys and girl champs. Boys and girl champs, we hear a discussion is to be taken on whether or not it is being held, because we gather that a number of athletes would normally come in to participate in that event. So the stakeholders are getting ready to make a decision as it relates to, one, if boys and girl champs will be held this year, and two, if it is held, will it only be televised and no spectators allowed in the stadium. So we await a decision as it relates to what happens with respect to boys and girls champs. So the health minister indicating that he will be keeping a meeting, so we'll see what happens there. The Prime Minister at a press conference yesterday indicated to journalists that the hype as it relates to election campaigning wasn't necessary. Because you know the Prime Minister has the legal authority to call the election, and persons were speculating that election is in the air. Well, he is saying that persons should take that off their mind, reminding persons that the election is not constitutionally due until almost a year from now, which is February 2021, and indicating that the Constitution has provisions for instances like these in terms of natural disasters, etc., etc. So, all those who were campaigning can settle down a little bit. You have some time. Prime Minister is not about to fly the gate anytime soon. Let me put it that way. All right, so yeah, $7 billion allocated after Jamaica records its first case of corona virus. All right, let's see what else is popping. Okay, who is here? Who is in the building? I know that Jamaica is here, UK, US. Who else is here? Who is here with me this morning, guys? You all need to talk back. This is supposed to be an interactive show, you know. All right, let's see what's popping. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Brooklyn. Hey, Ron, what's happening in Brooklyn? We heard some stuff coming out of New York. Is it true? We heard New York is on a lockdown and because of the coronavirus. What's happening? What's happening there, Ron? Talk to me. Tell me what's happening. You're taking all the information from you to Jamaica. You're not telling me what's happening. You have to share the information, man. Carnival organizers in execution mode amid coronavirus alert. Let's hear what's happening here. Seems like the carnival organizers not backing down, even though there's talks, well, not talks, even though it has been confirmed that there's one case of coronavirus and it is in Kingston. Yeah, Roy, I guess this is definitely a worldwide epidemic. Everywhere on lockdown, bro. Let's see what's happening. here. Yeah, all right. So it's gonna be interesting though to see what happens with the boys and the girl champs this year. A number of the youngsters I know would have been looking forward to demonstrating their skills to overseas coaches and stuff. So it's going to be a disappointment to a lot of them. But we can understand the reason why the government would have to take this decision. If it's put off, we still don't know what's going to happen. All right, another announcement coming out. The government has reduced the general consumption tax (GCT) from 16.5% to 15%. And the argument is that that will give consumers more spending power, and that's expected to show some improvements in the Jamaican economy. So that was one of the big news coming out of Parliament yesterday. The budget debate has started, and the Finance Minister, Dr. Nigel Clark, made that announcement to thunderous applause that Jamaicans will experience a reduction in GCT from 16.5% to 15%. Well, the opposition leader, Dr. Peter Phillips, is saying, hey, I was the one who suggested this. You took my idea and ran with it. All right. The PNP in their social media groups, they have been circulated a presentation that Dr. Phillips made calling for the reduction of the GCT. So they're saying that it was Dr. Phillips' idea and Nigel Clark ran with it. So that is one of the issues that we expect to take life this morning. Who made this GCT situation a reality? As I said before, Nigel Clark in his presentation yesterday to thunderous applause announced the reduction of GCT, general consumption tax, from 16.5% to 15%. All right, and of course, no, immediately after that was done, the People's National Party social media group, they were active, sending out a broadcast of a statement and an article that was actually carried with Dr. Phillips calling for the reduction of the GCT. So we expect that to take center form today, and you can watch our sister program, Politics Watch. Politics Watch should be quite exciting today, and we'll have some updates on what is happening. All right. Let's see what. All right. So GC cut another 1.5 minutes. Apologies. All right. Yesterday we should have mentioned, and we should have done an appeal. I don't know how many of you have been hearing about the disappearance of a university student, a blind, a visually impaired university student, Jasmine Dean. She has been missing for almost 2 weeks. 2 weeks now. It is reported that she left her class at UWI, went to take a taxi, and she has not been seen or heard of since. A lot of persons have come out and they're asking for the return of Jasmine Dean. We want to lend our voices to that and appeal to persons. Somebody must know something about that youngster, visually impaired female. The Prime Minister himself came out, appealing to persons, begging them, assist us to return Jasmine Dean. Well, there's an article where the JUTC, that's the public transportation system bus company in Jamaica, JUTC blamed for Jasmine Dean disappearance. And let's see why this is being said. All right, let's run through this quickly for you. The Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, is being blamed by the head of the University of the West Indies, UWI Disability Center, for the disappearance of the 22-year-old visually impaired student Jasmine Dean, who was reportedly waiting at the school's pickup spot for more than an hour for a state-run bus almost 2 weeks ago. It is alleged that Dean, an international relations major at the university, had been standing at the bus stop near to the school's Irving Hall gate from 8 p.m. on February 27th at 9:16 p.m. She was led into a taxi by a nearby fruit vendor. The problem that we had the other day is that having completed her studies on campus, she went outside to take the public transportation to go home, and the public transportation system failed her, said Floyd Morris, an opposition senator who is also himself blind. It wasn't the university, it is the public transportation system that was not available. Whether it be the taxi or your JUTC buses, I also understand that JUTC buses were out there, but they said they were not running, he added. Safety and security continues to be a major concern at the Eastern St. Andrew campus, as just yesterday, a female student at the university also boarded a PPV taxi on Hope Road, heading to UWI when the driver turned down the hill towards Golden Avenue, where he reportedly brandished a knife and held it at her throat before physically assaulting her. The student, however, managed to wrestle free of her attacker and escape with bruises, the police reported. All right, Peter, you here? Yeah, so Senator Floyd Morris, who is also visually impaired, right, he is blaming the JUTC with respect to Jasmine Dean. So that's something that we didn't cover here, and we are very sad about that. We have still not heard anything as it related to young Jasmine. It's so sad. I mean, such a young girl, visually impaired. How can somebody really think to harm somebody like that, you know, to take advantage of a blind person? You know, it's really hard. Morning, Michelle Bennett. How are you? Welcome to the Tea Club. Welcome to the Tea Club. For those, this is actually our second morning. Big respect to those who have been with us from day one. Well, it's still pretty young. So yeah, good morning. I said, talk to us. The aim is, guys, is to give you a roundup of what is happening in Jamaica. A first look in the morning before we get into the day's activities. You know, so we gave you a lot yesterday. We told you about the man who escaped from the isolation camp and was recaptured, found in Kingston, right? We reported to you as it relates to that Jamaica has its first case of coronavirus. We told you what the government was doing. $7 billion being plugged into that. And we told you about the reduction in GCT. All right, the studio is about to get full this morning. I am up early and everybody's rolling in now.
All right, one clarification in terms of the word. Morning,
right,
everyone. I probably don't see my face. Persons are buying up all these masks, but just to let you know that the mask won't protect you from the corona. What the mask does, it protects the sick person from spreading whatever virus that they have. So even though you're wearing the mask is not really protecting you because you're going to touch your face and all of that. So the mask is really to protect those from sneezing and coughing and letting out all of those viruses in the air.
All right, so that is Colors and See Kai in the background here, passing through the studio. Hey, Kai has his own TV show coming. So So, yeah, so Colleen is giving us a good piece of information there. She's indicating that we see a lot of persons wearing the mask, right? But some information coming out is that the mask is really for persons who are sick, to keep in whatever would cause the virus to spread. All right. So, yes, so um, not a lot. Oh, yesterday we also told you about the explosion in New Kingston. We understand that two persons were severely burnt. The fire fighters are reporting that they received a call. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
All right. All right. All right. So they they're about to do. We have a kiddies program that is shot today on a Wednesday, so that is being done. The students very active here at BOJTV. All right, campus vibes, it is called. So that is being done. So we're saying hi to Kai and Colleen. They're getting ready to shoot. Yes, Kai is gonna have to shoot quickly, then off to school. All right. Yeah. So the firefighters reported yesterday that they got a call that there was a small kitchen fire in New Kingston. So they went down there, prepared for a small kitchen fire. When they went there, they saw the entire front door blown off. So they said, hey, this is more than a regular kitchen fire. So they're asking that when persons report or calling to report a situation, if they can try their best to give them the full report of what is happening. Okay, so subsequent to that now, they found out that there was a leak in the Chinese restaurant, popular Chinese restaurant in New Kingston on Knotsford Boulevard. And there was a gas leak, and apparently the manager, before one of the staff lit a match or whatever is they used to light the stove, could say, hey, don't light that, there's a gas leak. Boom, the place blew up. Both of them got injured, and big explosion, and a number of offices, including the Ministry of Tourism office in Kingston, that had to be shut down for some time yesterday because of the explosion. All right, so that is one of the stories that that trended yesterday, and we brought that to your attention. All right, so those basically are the big stories trending across Jamaica this week on the entertainment side of things. International recording artist Meek Mill, he is here in Jamaica and enjoying himself. We have been seeing videos of himself and Popcorn cooling out in Jamaica. And you guys can go over to our Instagram page at BOJTV Live. A lot of fun stuff are over there. This morning we see where Popcorn has on a mask and saying he's taking nothing for chance. Maka Diamond has a video out where she has her piece on the coronavirus, where Maka Diamond is saying that everybody's talking about washing hands and preventative measures, but she wants persons to build up their immune system, and she's calling on the farmers to provide some good things, some good food for you to build up your immune system. So go check that video out from Maka Diamond. I see Miss Charmaine coming in. Morning, Miss Charmaine. Miss Charmaine, what's happening? Miss Charmaine always have the good news, What's that? What are you saying on the radio?
No, going on the coronavirus.
Everybody talking about corona.
The coronavirus, yes.
All right. So I just told them that them $7 billion, the government said them have $7 billion to assist and fight the coronavirus. All right, so
yes,
there you have it, Miss Charmaine coming in off the streets. And the streets in Jamaica are talking about the coronavirus. Everybody talking about the coronavirus. Persons still can't get sanitation. Towels, people want sanitation stuff, I gather that even though the Prime Minister warned persons about buying up unnecessary supplies, some people don't take no check. I gather that a number of the supermarkets were sold out yesterday. So people still. The thing I like though about this is that I think that Jamaica is good morning, Tetla. Wow. What you doing? Where you from? Where you from? I would love to hear where the viewers are from. Talk to me. Let me know who is locked in. Let me know who is locked in. Right. So the point I was making is that I'm happy that it seems that the country is. Hold on, Mr. Peter. Peter, big man, I want you to check out what's really going on at the Sumfest Chronic. I didn't. That went down, Peter. Let me hear what you're saying. I'm not sure what that is about. Give me some more information on that, Peter, so we can check that out for you. Right. So I was saying that even though some Jamaicans are joking about the coronavirus, I think that the country is sufficiently mobilized in terms of awareness. Let's see what Michelle, no hand sanitizers, not in no pharmacy and supermarket in Maypen. All right, so I think Michelle, that's the case. No sanitizers around. Latoya Forbes, good morning. I am from Sutton Street. I wonder how they make that lady come through. A lot of persons are wondering that as well. Latoya, person are wondering how could that lady come through. All right, so so the point I was making is that I think that a lot of persons are aware, people are talking about it, persons are taking precautionary measures, even though they joke about it. I think persons have really come to the realization that, look, this is a serious disease and it can cause a serious epidemic, and even though they joke about it, they're taking and doing the necessary things in Jamaica. I think we have to commend the health authorities in terms of at least, well, definitely informing the country so far and what is happening and assisting in putting information out. I saw a very good video. There's a very good video out from Dr. Dwayne Spencer, the PNP's candidate for Southeast St. Elizabeth. Saw that on social media where he was with some children and he was giving them a demonstration on how to wash your hands and also to protect yourself against the coronavirus. Very good video. We're going to put that up for you later. We have Latoya saying, put that up again for me, Latoya. Put that up again for me. All right. Some good points you're making there, Latoya. Good points, good points. All right. So this is Teacup. What about the others who were on the same flight? Tell for war. Yeah, that's one of the things that is being said. The lady who came in from the UK. What about the other persons who were on the flight? That is a real issue. And we also understand that she went to, I don't remember if it was a funeral or a wedding, which was held on the border of St. Andrew and St. Thomas. What about those persons who she interacted with? I know the government has said that they have contacted her immediate family members, quarantined them, and isolated them. But as you just said, what about the persons that she interacted with on the flight? And I'm actually hearing, I don't know if it's true, it is not from any official report, because a lot of mischief is going around as well to distort the facts. But I saw something where somebody said that none of her family members in the UK has the virus and she actually caught it on the plane. Don't know if it is true, but saw a post to that effect on social media. One of those social media sites, and the person was complaining. I'll finish that up. Please, people, we have to take this very serious. We're a small Jamaican country. We can't joke about it. We have children. All right, that's true. Right. So, and the person was complaining that a lot of persons are scorning the family. They came to the family house, and they were talking about the family members now of the person who was reported. So I say it again, I can't say too much, that it is not any official report. We saw something posted on social media where a family member was complaining that the police stays on the other side of the road talking to them. Their political representatives have not come to visit, which persons are taking precautions as well, and that's the advice being given out of government to to really avoid affected persons. But the person was making a cry out to indicate that they needed attention, they needed help. And again, I said it is not in an official report. I just saw it posted on social media. So the point you made about the flight, we need to check that out because somebody said it somewhere that they believe that she contracted it on a flight and not in the UK. So we want to find out what's happening there. All right. So it's 7:52 a.m. It is Wednesday, March 11, 2020. This is the Tea Club. All right. OG General, same to you, Latoya. Yeah, I love the love being shared here. Let's see what's happening. And we also told you that the Prime Minister also held a press conference yesterday to reassure Jamaicans that they have things under control. All right, so there you go. Just what we're talking about. Corona crazy shoppers flock pharmacies. Let's take a look at what's happening here. Minutes after the first case of COVID-19 was confirmed in Jamaica, a crush of shoppers swarmed pharmacies in Kingston in the hunt for sanitization agents and safety gear. Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton announced at a press conference yesterday that a Jamaican woman who resides in the United Kingdom tested positive for the novel coronavirus. The woman, said to be a young adult, arrived in the island on March 4. Mark Goldberg, a security guard at Need Pharmacy on Port Royal Street, Kingston, said that customers flooded the compact drugstore between 12:30 p.m. and 2 p.m. in a buying spree to ward off the disease. The rush in here was pretty abnormal. We had to close the door to restrict persons because of everybody rushing in at once, and we couldn't monitor everybody at one time, the guard told the paper. You could barely pass through the aisles. It was like squeezing through a haystack. You see the crowd and you want to go through and you don't even know which angle to take it, Goldberg said. Additionally, he said that by the time he allowed in the last set of customers who were eagerly waiting outside mid-afternoon, most of the anti-coronavirus stock had already been sold out. Items such as masks, Lysol, gloves, hand sanitizer, and vitamin C supplements were in high demand at all pharmacies in the corporate area. Right, so there you go. Corona craze shoppers flocked pharmacies yesterday. Alright, guys. Peter Thomas, respect and good morning. Sorry about that. Yeah, man, you know about the Shabba ranking to be okay king. Yeah, Peter. Are we going to continue? We're going to continue following up the Shabba ranks being named king. And there are a lot of things has been said. Some person said Shabba ranks is already the emperor, so you're going to reduce him to king. Some person said Shabba ranks was king. Beatman is king now. Vibes Cartel will be the next king. A lot of things are being said, but we're going to follow and track that story for you guys. All right, we're going to leave it here. We're going to leave it here this morning. So we're going to post this. This is live, but we're going to post it so it remains here so you can run back through. You can look, you can comment, you can give us suggestions. All right, so this is BOJTV's rendition of Tea Club, Wednesday, March 11th, 2020. I'm Karen Spencer. Talk to you later.